monsters.
Just reading it gives you an uneasy feeling, but you want to know what happened to drive the monsters down here. You keep reading.
Humans are incredibly weak when compared to the power of a monster. They lack magic to fight with, and their bodies are too frail to provide much defense against magic attacks. This is true, except to the regards to their soul, which is incredibly strong. It would take a soul of 1,000 monsters just to equal the power of a human soul.
You remember what Papyrus had told you about a strong human soul being able to pass through the barrier. Maybe this was the reason why.
But the strength of a human soul is also their greatest weakness. Its power allows it to persist outside the human body, even after death. When a monster defeats a human, they take its soul. A monster with a human soul is a godlike beast with incredible power, more than capable of wiping out countless foes without trying.
That lines up with what Flowey told you. It's not an unfounded fear either, knowing what monsters are like. Papyrus had threatened you when you fought him a while ago. He aimed to kill you and take your soul's power. Your eyes catch on mostly worn-away drawings of a beast like nothing you've ever seen before. Something about it makes your breath catch in your throat and makes your pace quicken, if only to get away from it faster. The dock extends down the path, growing darker the longer you walk. The creak of the boards echoes in your ears, counterpart to the oppressive silence of the area otherwise. You see a flash of red for a split second before the glowing spear crashes into the dock inches from your face. You leap back brilliantly, nearly off-balancing, but catching yourself just in time to see the glint of Undyne's armor and 3 more floating spears materialize over your head. Desperately, you propel yourself forward in leaps and bounds, heaving gasps of air burning lungs as you outmaneuver another volley of spears. You make a good effort, but you're just too tired to dodge some of them. The cut in your arm just grazing by, but still sending pain spiderwebbing through your whole body. You pull the injured limb in close, the adrenaline rushing, providing another burst of energy. It's enough to give you a bit of a lead on Undyne, and you launch yourself towards another patch of tall grass. She's still a ways away, but it feels like she's practically snapping at your heels as you claw your way through the foliage and, to your surprise, come face to face with Monster Kid.
Undyne's chasing you? What did you do to get on her bad side anyway? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Undyne's always right, and if she thinks you're worth her energy, then there's no way I'm letting you escape this time.
Your eyes widen and you make a wild grab to stop him, but the plants make it hard to maneuver your arms, while he slips through easily. Instead, you go still, trying to regulate and quiet your panting breaths, just close enough to the edge of your hiding place to see the situation turn sour and you need to run again. The Monster Kid bursts out of the grass at the same time Undyne is about to enter. She skids to a halt at his call of,
"Hey, Undyne!"
and the spears remain suspended in midair, frozen in their tracks. She looks from the kid to the grass, confused, and then seemingly stiff with anger. Without another word, her magic dissipates and she turns and walks away.
"Wait, they're in here! Come back!"
But Undyne's not listening anymore. You breathe a sigh of relief, figuring Undyne might have assumed she was chasing the wrong person. You feel a little satisfied. That is, until you see the dejected slump of the Monster Kid's shoulders. He idolized Undyne, and she just turned her back on him, not even listening to what he had to say. While he did just try to get you killed, you can't help but feel a little bad for him after that. You step out of the grass and lay a hand on his shoulder. He jumps, straightened up and glared at the contact point, but you don't pull your hand away.
"I don't need your sympathy,"
he muttered, pulling out of your reach.
"Anyway, I'm sure we'll see her again, and I won't mess up next time."
He runs off again without letting you get a word in edgeways. and you're sure you'll see him again soon. Just as sure as you will that Undyne will be making a reappearance. As much as you wish you could avoid the confrontation. With a moment to yourself, you finally look at your arm where the spear grazed you. It seems you're past the worst of the injury, as there's not a lot of pain left from before. Flowey frowns at it from over your shoulder, but you assure him it's not a big deal.
I know. And a simple cut wouldn't bother me after seeing what Papyrus did to you. It's nowhere near as bad as that, especially with the power to save. But it doesn't make dying hurt any less. I think that was the hardest part, trying to stay determined in the face of that much pain. I don't want you to have to go through that, even if it'll be hard to avoid.
But you already knew taking this path would hurt. You knew it since you held out through Toriel's attacks, since you fell down here. Maybe even before that. If you think hard enough, the danger you put yourself in by not fighting back, isn't it worth it? If no one dies in the end?
If you have some sort of special power, isn't it your responsibility to do the right thing?
The words come to you suddenly, lost back into your thoughts just as fast. Where had that come from? It almost felt like a memory, but you couldn't think of the context, or even remember where you heard it. It doesn't matter. It's true, isn't it? You tell Flowey you're willing to go through it, even if it isn't the safest way to get home.
I'm glad you feel that way. Nobody else down here seems to share that view, though. They're all out for themselves. I guess it's just another thing that makes you different.